Hello, boys and girls and boys. It's your boy King Jiffy Codes, and today we're gonna be looking at a bunch of fun little things this morning. It's gonna be a interesting stream as always. Your boy's always doing the fun stuff, but today we're gonna be taking a first look at the most hated game dev. This is by Sir W. We haven't watched the video yet, so we don't know if it's worth the subscribe button. But Sir W made a video on the world's most hated game dev, which I believe is on Neil Druckmann, my least favorite director. I do not like. At least I didn't like The Last of Us 2. I thought it was an awful game. I don't like the direction his writing took for The Last of Us TV show. I thought the first season was garbage. I know a lot of people said the first season was good. I didn't like it. Oh, they made a video about me. Nah, DOSman, you're like the most loved. DOSman from DOSman Games is in chat. You're like the most loved game dev. You're an indie darling, but I do not like Neil Druckmann. I think he's a talentless hack. I thought the first season of The Last of Us was way overrated and actually garbage. But let's get into this. Let's see what this guy has to say.
The year's 2025 and the gaming world is at war. On one side, the general public, who doesn't get what the big deal is.
If there truly are people that are dropping off of the show, they're cowards.
They didn't like strong women. They don't like
I hate this, dude. Right away I hate this. Oh, I hate this. If you really like Last of Us TV show, you like strong women, the gay people. You don't like gay people? Well, how don't you like the gay people? It's just like clips of a bunch of like douches being douches. Like, come on, dude. This is my problem with like The Last of Us season 1. They knew exactly what they did by the third episode where they had like the gay love story thing, which is a good episode. Don't get me wrong, the episode in itself is a good episode. When you look at it in context of the whole show, they turned a character that was incredibly crucial to the story, who had like real banter with the main characters, was like helped the main characters get from point A to point B. Without him, they would not been able to proceed, and they reduced him to a filler arc. They reduced him to a filler arc. I'm sorry. You could be like, oh, well, it's so, oh my god, dude. Oh, it's so great. No, shut up, dude. And it's like, God, dude. Well, I mean, I do very much dislike the dog piling on Bella Ramsey. I mean, yeah, I get it. I get she gets a lot of flack because she's kind of got a weird looking face. And that's like not fair. It's not like she was born with a weird, like, it's not like she chose to be born with a weird looking face. I mean, that's look at me. I'm a scrumble rumble man, and I know a lot of people think I'm ugly. But here's the thing, dude. For me, what annoyed me, if you look up The Last of Us season 2, right? Like, let me pull up The Last of Us season 2. And this is just more of a problem with casting than anything else. I don't think Pedro Pascal was a good fit for Joel either. To be honest, I really never saw him as a good Joel. And I don't hate Pedro Pascal. I'm a little sick of him, but Last of Us Season 2. I didn't watch Last of Us Season 2. I didn't like the second game. I thought the second game was dog water. I think, so the first game was written by two different people, right? There was two different people who wrote the first game. There was, Neil Druckmann and another guy, and the other guy basically was there to say, listen, buddy, your writing sucks, and we need to focus this a little more. Focus it a bit more, compadre. And the dude just kept not focusing it, and so he just took over the reins, and that pissed off Neil Druckmann. So Neil Druckmann went around and was like, I don't like you anymore. And the other guy just dipped. He was like, I don't need this drama. So he dipped. And the second game has the piss poor same writing as the first season of The Last of Us show. The writing is all over the place in the first season of The Last of Us show. It's a bunch of and then writing, right? They named peanut butter after you because you're so smooth. No, dude, I'm more like chunky peanut butter. But like this chick right here, I like her. I've always liked her. She used to be on she was on a TV show with Tim the Toolman. But she would have been a perfect Ellie. She would have, like, and for The Last of Us, she would have been perfect. But, like, she's way better in that role than Bella Ramsey. I'm sorry, Bella Ramsey isn't even a good actress. She was kind of annoying in the first season. So, I think that, the sad thing is, I think the chick that they got to play Abby is and she's a poor cast for Abby as well. Like, if we're going to go off of casting, because, it's funny with The Last of Us, because of how much virtue signaling is written into The Last of Us, games, and Last of Us, Last of Us yeah, she wasn't justified and she was amazing. But like in The Last of Us show, how much virtue signaling and like political BS is put into it that if you criticize this, unlike every other game IP, unlike every other game, like movie, TV show, this one doesn't get hit with this is terrible casting. Like, I don't get it. I feel like because of the virtue signaling that goes along with it, it gets a lot of, it's just like the second game. The second game has piss poor writing. Take away all the woke crap that, like, the quartering likes to goon to. Put all that to the side, and you just look at the game itself and its writing structure, it's dog shit.
lesbian.
And on the other side, gamers.
Well, the attacks on gamers are just beginning.
The wokest episode in television history.
At the center stands Neil Druckmann.
And all I'll say is at the end of the day, you're way less important. And some of you are not important at all. It's laughable. We send it to each other as jokes some of the time.
The beta male, the male feminist.
A once universally respected visionary. Now, the most divisive.
I don't think he did such heavy lifting. So there's this thing there's this thing when you start looking at like comics and game studios, anything in the entertainment industry, there's always going to be that one guy that does stuff. He does do stuff, and he's talented, of course, but he's the most vocal person out of the entire group, right? So there's all these like super great creative leads, and then there's just one guy that just yammer jams the most and like overinflates his own importance, and everybody like contributes all the success of the company to that guy.
Figure in gaming.
This is hilarious.
Without crediting the other people do. And that's like the thing about the first Last of Us game. The first Last of Us game was it was co-written. It wasn't fully written by Neil Druckmann, and I feel like that gets forgotten a lot.
Yes, I saw this on Reddit.
I'm gonna kill your kid in front of you. How vile.
Turning a game studio known for only making classics into one that only makes remasters and news headlines.
This to me does feel actually disrespectful, and I mean that legitimately.
And to think that it all started with an idea he had in college.
Oh, dude, Dreamcast guy sucks. I don't know what his video was about there. I just don't like him. I think he's a cringe goblin person.
It's 2004, and Neil needs to pitch a zombie game to the father of zombie movies, George Romero.
We had a school project where we had to pitch game ideas to George Romero.
So the idea was for this kind of
billion-dollar brand.
Oh, dude. The pitch he had seems way cooler than the first game. The first game's good. Don't get me wrong. I really like the first game, but
protecting a young girl. In the game, the player switches between the two characters to force empathy.
I pitched it to George, and he hated it. So I just sat on it.
After getting a job as a programmer at the game studio Naughty Dog, he continues to work on these ideas in the background. Until Naughty Dog promotes Neil, along with Uncharted 2 director Bruce Straley, to direct
this guy. This guy is the guy that told Neil that his writing was all over the place and they needed to focus this. This is the guy. This guy has good writing structure. This is an idea guy, which is good to be an idea guy. But an idea guy doesn't know how to create a great story all the time. Sometimes they just have a good idea. They know how to build like the idea of a story. They don't know how to like simplify it and make it perfect from point A to point B. And I feel like this guy always did.
A new project.
Our task was to reboot Jak and Daxter.
We started to realize that it was not going to do justice to the franchise that the fans had fallen in love with. It would be shifting it so far in a new direction.
I'm like, well, I have this thing I've been working on. What if we try to do this?
Eventually, this turns into a game based on his zombie idea. The old cop becomes a smuggler named Joel, who's tasked with escorting a girl that's immune.
I do think the old cop idea was a little bit better.
The virus named Ellie across the country to people that are working on a cure. Some of Neil's other pitches include Joel being a hardened criminal seeking redemption, a virus that only infects women.
And you found the one girl.
Do you see how stupid his ideas are, dude? So, it only infects women.
That it didn't infect, and that was Ellie. And the reason it failed is because it was a misogynistic idea.
Yeah, no shit.
A revenge plot where Joel's old partner Tess hunts him across the country, and a climactic scene where Ellie comes in and saves Joel from being murdered by Tess. The game's director, Bruce Straley, rejects the revenge elements. Quote, revenge just wasn't a strong enough motivation for someone to...
Yep, and this is why the second game sucks, is because the whole second game's about revenge. It's just Neil Druckmann always hated that he couldn't do his revenge story. And this is so important. This is so fucking important, and I feel like that this gets understated. If you look at what was thrown away because of Last of Us 1, he was very mad that he didn't get to do exactly what he wanted. He wanted to be the director. Once the other guy left, he was like, I'm gonna get my revenge storyline, and it was a terrible idea.
Travel all the way across an apocalyptic country for an entire year. At the time, Neil agrees. I'm pretty dark. I wanted to kill Elena in Uncharted 2. Bruce is the one that would balance me and push for more levity. The partnership works. It's a delicate tug of war, but the end result is lightning in a bottle.
People are constantly critiquing each other, and that's the culture we try to cultivate here at Naughty Dog, because it helps make the game better, even if sometimes it can be frustrating and hurt your ego, but at the
dude,
end...
look how annoyed that guy is, dude. Could you imagine working with fucking Neil Druckmann? The dude who's always like, I'm better, I am the captain now. Druckmann, dude, it would be, dude, oh, I would leave too. I'd go to another studio because I know that I'm more talented.
The day it's all about the game.
The game launches in June 2013, and both critics and players are floored.
Making this the 4th game ever to earn my highest rating.
The gameplay is pretty similar to their Uncharted games.
It's like a movie. Actually, my involvement is nothing.
But the story is universally praised as a step forward for video games.
Sarah is dead.
Don't do this to me, baby.
The zombie win.
By the end of the game, players are empathizing so hard, to the point of it almost feeling traumatic.
Could you put your life on the line for me? Could you be the last of us?
And the ambiguous ending sparks countless debates online.
And so we don't want to come out and say this is what we intend, or this is definitely the answer, because it is open.
Suddenly, Neil gets universally praised as a story.
So it does look like he has worked on stuff recently. Stanley has. He won something in 2019, the Vanguard Award, but works video games. He worked as a story consultant on a game called Chained Victoria Nightmare, 2017, Georgia, a puzzle game. So he's still working, but it doesn't look like he's working in a bigger capacity. I wonder what he's doing now. Like, I know Wikipedia didn't have a great breakdown of what he's doing. But I don't know. Wait, well, here we go. Here's an article about him. We got something. Former Naughty Dog developer says Sony is being extremely short-sighted by shutting down Concord. I mean, that is fair. Okay, I don't even need to read the article. I thought it was done by shutting down Firewalk Studios. They could have used them as a support studio. They could have changed and morphed the Concord developers and put them in a better, put them under a better direction, and they could have done something. Or at least had them as support for somebody, a team that actually knew what the fuck they were doing in terms of writing and storytelling, and just had them, because I heard the gameplay of Concord was good, and if you can do gameplay good, I mean, eventually you can find somebody who isn't dog shit at creating characters and stories to push them in the right direction.
Retelling genius.
It sticks in your mind even deeper on one level than a great work of literature or a cinematic masterpiece to some extent.
But their success comes with consequences. In 2014, right in the middle of production on Uncharted 4, Amy Hennig, one of the key creative forces behind Uncharted, leaves Naughty Dog under controversial circumstances.
It was very upsetting. Amy had been replaced. I don't know whether this is public knowledge or not, but that was not her choice. It was the company's choice.
At the same time, Neil gets promoted.
Dude, I feel like Neil pushed out anybody who ever disagreed with him. I really do. I don't know that you don't know the inner, but I think this guy's a malicious scumbag. I really do think he's a malicious scumbag, and he never liked that he got pushback. He came in, he was the young buck who had all the ideas, and he just pushed out anybody who dared to stand in his way.
Fill Amy's spot and reworks everything.
Is it tough for you to go into the set and work with Neil Druckmann, or
you just have to be professional and try and leave your opinions and resentments outside? Yeah.
The development crunch is so brutal that nearly 70% of designers quit after shipping due to creative burnout. Among them, Bruce Straley, Neil's creative partner and filter for his darker impulses, is gone. As Neil rises in the ranks, he grows more comfortable with confrontation. After getting some backlash for including LGBT content in The Last of Us DLC, he takes to Twitter. For each one of these bigoted and sad posts, I get thousands of positive ones from amazing fans. Some might say
I don't hate the Last of Us DLC. I don't hate it. I don't think it's great. I think it's fine. I have no problem with the direction they took it. It wasn't like, it was fine. I don't mind that Ellie was gay. I never did. I just hate The Last of Us 2. The Last of Us 2 is so bad. It's so bad.
Arguing on the internet is unprofessional, and it could leave you vulnerable to having your personal information stolen. That's why you should be using Surfshark, the sponsor of this video. It keeps it out today. By doing
If you want Surfshark, go to his channel. It's Sir W, the most hated game dev, and you can get the Surfshark thing. But here we go.
By doing so, you're also helping me make more videos. While arguing with fans might take a toll on Neil, it doesn't affect his standing at Naughty Dog. In fact, in 2017, he's promoted to vice president of the company. Now he has full creative control and a fresh team of developers. It's time to get honest.
The writer's responsibility. You have no social responsibilities in your writing. The only thing you have a responsibility is to tell the truth.
Just in time to start working on their next big project.
Yep, The Last of Us 2, the most garbage game. The gameplay in Last of Us 2 is better. It's better than the first game. But, God, it's such a bad story. It just does not flow well at all. It's just all over the place. It's so and its points are so ham-fisted up your asshole that it's just hard to... It's insufferable. This is an insufferable fucking game.
Last of Us Part 2. The whole world applauds. However, some fans remain skeptical. Did they even need to make a second game? Wasn't the ambiguous ending part of the point?
And so we would...
Yeah, dude, it would have been better to not even have the DLC, to not have any of it. It just end the game where it was at. It was perfect. It was perfect. I yelled in the mic way too loud there. I really did. I really screeched into the mic a little harder. I'm going to turn my mic down a little bit. It was perfect the way it was, guys. It did not need, Neil, it did not need all this other shit. But you had to make a sequel. You had to jump on the money. Now we remastered this and the sequel 80 times. Your studio does nothing anymore. I feel like that Intergalactic or whatever that game is going to be trash, dude. I don't like Neil Druckmann. Just anything that he's a part of, I really don't want to be a part of.
Come on and say this is what we intend, or this is definitely the answer, because it is open. I know there's a lot of people that feel this trepidation about revisiting what that ending means. No one loves these characters more than we do, and we would not do this if we didn't feel like we had the right idea.
Right off the bat, it's clear this is a Neil game. All of Neil's rejected ideas for the first game are back. The revenge plot, the switching between characters mechanic, and his idea to kill a main character from Uncharted 2. The extreme crunch is also back.
Yep, I told you. Like, what did I say? What did I say, dude? Neil Druckmann literally pushed out anybody who ever had the idea to give him pushback. If they gave him pushback, he was kicking them out of the company. He was strong-armed, he was being malicious, he was probably talking to the investors, he was talking to everybody he possibly could. Now, it's all speculation, supposedly in the underground sewers of Blowjob Land. This guy was being malicious as he could to get as many people to leave as possible so that he could take over the company.
Where are we on getting physics on these strands?
We are working on it.
So for next time? For next time?
Yes.
They released a story trailer and gameplay demo, and the hype train is now at full speed. The visuals are stunning. Every square inch of the world is drenched in detail.
Dude, they did the lips so well. Yeah, that actually looks really good. Wow.
God, this is so cringe. These watch parties. They did the lips so well. Dude, once that camera turns off, dude, they're going to be sucking each other's dicks.
Yeah, how's some tongue going in there? That's actually, seriously, that's really, really good attention to detail. And oh god.
Nevertheless, even with just breadcrumbs, the online debates are already heating up.
There started to be these rumors about the game, false narratives that the game has homophobic Christians, and that's who you fight. And then there's like a series of like YouTubers and websites that just run with this stuff.
Neil knows the creative choices aren't going to please everybody.
But I mean, they're not Christians, but they are religious people that are homophobic. That's the whole point of that faction. Is they're like alt-religious crazy people, whether they're Christians or Islamic or Jewish or whatever, or Buddhist psycho super religious cult people. They're still religious cult people. So I mean, you could like whether you think that group is under Sharia law or under the mind of the Crusades, they're still a homophobic religious branch, and that's their purpose. I mean, I don't know which religion it's based off of, but like get the fuck out of here. Like, oh, malicious rumors. God, he's so gross, dude. I hate him. He's so disingenuous. People like this is like Hassan Piker. This is Hassan Piker, the fucking developer. What a loser.
As long as no one inside spoils anything, he thinks the backlash will be manageable.
And I was able to dismiss it, and then the leaks happened. And then all of a sudden it's like a flood.
With only a couple months until the game's release, someone leaks the biggest spoiler in the game, Joel's death scene in full. Plus the fact that you play as his killer for around half of the game. The YouTube video gets taken down at around 1,000 views, but that's enough. Neil braces for impact.
Just want to say on behalf of everyone at Naughty Dog, a lot of you have sent us very sweet, encouraging messages along that time that have been really helpful. We make this thing.
And that was the lowest point in my life.
If the leaks are true, this game can kiss my ass.
The destruction.
Exactly, bro. This is what I felt, dude. When I played, so I knew about the drama with I knew about some of the drama, and I heard stuff about The Last of Us 2, but I didn't have a PlayStation, so I didn't care. I just ignored all of it. And then later down the line, I didn't even know. I thought, so what, I jumped into Last of Us 2 at the point that everybody just boiled down the reason that people didn't like Last of Us 2 because they were homophobic, right? And I jumped into the game thinking, oh, it's probably gonna have some, like, gay stuff, who cares? I don't care. Like, and the gay stuff in Last of Us 2 isn't the problem with the game. Not even a little bit. Of course, there's a lot of messaging, and it's very virtue signaling, and that's what and I started to learn this thing about the internet, that whenever they do something controversial in a game or a show, they make sure to put in one of these, like, put in something from like other communities so that they can label it. They can put a shield in front of the game. Oh no, my writing's not dog shit. You're just homophobic. And that's what I started to realize with a lot of this type of stuff. But the problem with The Last of Us 2 is like they killed Joel so fast that you don't feel like you get closure. And that's the purpose. Is it's just supposed to be this like this lame, cringe, gay revenge story that isn't original, that doesn't have anything that's well written. I hate it. And Abby is such an insufferable character throughout the whole game that like not even her friends like her. Nobody likes Abby. She's insufferably, she fucking sucks, dude.
Of several characters that people are very attached to.
And like those voices jumped on Joel dying and the fact that you played Joel's killer. And then the fact that they said that like Joel's killer is transgender.
If you think that game could be spoiled by a couple screenshots, really?
No matter what you've seen?
Guys, I like Troy Baker is an incredibly talented voice actor, but God, does he... Dude, bro was like, I'm going to... basically, bro will do anything for the bag. And say anything for the bag. He has shown that on many occasions. Now, do I fault him for this? Absolutely not. Do what you gotta do, pimp. But, like, I whenever people are like, oh, did you hear what Troy Baker said about it? I'm like, yeah, I don't care. That dude will fucking say it. He would say his grandmother eats babies if it would get him an extra $20.
Heard?
After you hear them, you're not going to want to pick up this game.
Or read, nothing compares to playing this thing from beginning to end.
Joke throughout production would say is like the downfall of Naughty Dog.
This is it.
This is the downfall. This game is the downfall of Naughty Dog.
What? The game releases in June 2020, and within hours of the game's release, hundreds of negative reviews start flooding the game's page.
Naughty Dog just went full The Last Jedi on this one.
Considering the game is supposed to be 20 to 30 hours long, the number of negative reviews raises some eyebrows. In response, some people even publish research articles dedicated to proving it's a
To be honest, a lot of people probably dipped after they killed Joel. I mean, like, if you want to talk about, like an annoying part of the game, after Joel gets killed, and then, like, you play for Ellie for another, like, 10 hours, right? You play for Ellie for like 10 hours. After that 10 hours, the game gets insufferably bad, and I wish I would have put the controller down when I started playing as Abby. It's just not a fun... The second half of the game sucks. It's really not fun. It's not enjoyable. It's not written well. It feels so disconnected from everything else that by the time you get back to Ellie, you just don't care.
Coordinated attack. Sony starts allegedly taking down hundreds of reviews.
Attacking gamers again, which, who's surprised? It's kind of funny that they'll delete the negative ones, right? But they won't delete the positive ones.
This guy's really salty that the game didn't go the way he wanted it.
Metacritic also implements a 72-hour waiting period for future reviews. Attacks are coming at Neil from all sides, But rather than letting it pass over, Neil goes full offense.
And all I'll say is at the end of the day, to all our critics, we listen to that stuff and we digest a lot of it, but you're way less important. And some of you are not important at all when you're kind of shouting.
Yeah, because we'll just delete all your bad reviews. Well, and there's something else about this time period. They were copyright claiming channels talking about the leaks. They were attacking everyone and everything. It was vicious. This was the most vicious overswing of a company on YouTube ever.
Threatening and doing all that stuff, it's laughable. We send it to each other as jokes some of the time.
Look, I get it. You love these fictional characters, but they're not real. You do know that, right?
I like that he called himself doctor. That's how you know somebody's a douchebag, if they have to put doctor in their bio to make themselves feel better.
Guys, don't be scared of therapy. Think of it like working out for your brain.
What's with all these fucking assholes that that are like, oh, you're just crazy, you're just wrong, you need to get therapy. Like, what is there just are all therapists under the same mindset as you, that you instantly they're just gonna propagandize me into being an acceptable human for fucking Mr. King Neil Druckmann? If I don't have the same opinions as Neil Cuckman, Am I instantly, will therapy prove that I need to be under the same mindset? Are you the glorious, like, king of mankind? Get this gay shit out of here, bro. I hate people like this. No one person has the exact right opinion on everything. I don't. No, nobody does. You're gonna be wrong sometimes. You're gonna have shit that sucks. And the fact that, like, you can't take a little bit of an L and say, yeah, he wasn't gonna take an L on his game right there. But just in the fact that you think that everybody has to have the exact same value system and mindset as you, that you think that anybody that has any criticism is schizophrenic to the point that they believe these characters are real, you are gaslighting your audience, dude. This is gaslighting people who aren't sure about the drama into thinking that everybody who's talking about it's crazy, and this is gross.
But soon, bad reviews aren't the only thing on Neil's plate. Some of the more observant fans notice lies in the marketing, mainly that Joel is added in post to make it look like he's a bigger part of the game. They also make him look different.
I don't know why they would do that. Just have scenes in the trailer with Joel in them. That's not hard to do. They went out of their way to cut clips to make it look like Joel is involved in the scene.
Yep, it was the most malicious marketing campaign. It was gaslighting the people into buying the game. And then when he got criticism, he gaslight people into thinking that it was a bunch of schizophrenics that were like schizophrenic homophobes that were mad about the game, which is so disingenuous.
Fans call it false advertising, but Neil says he just didn't want to spoil the surprise.
Metal Gear Solid 2 is one of my favorite games. And I know some people hated it. I loved when I played Metal Gear Solid 2 and I saw those trailers. You were deceived, right? Because they moved boss battles around. You always saw Snake. They never showed you Raiden. And I remember like, oh, I'm playing a whole new character. This is fucking awesome.
However, fans bring up an IGN article from 2018 that quotes Neil as saying Ellie will be the only playable character.
Yep, he was just lying. And then coping by using Metal Gear Solid 2. It's so bullshit. God, this guy sucks. Dude, he's such a little cockwagon, bro. Bro literally was just out there just saying whatever the fuck he wanted. And dude, this guy would go out, like, beat a bunch of homeless people to death, and then just say, I've never killed a single homeless person. What are you talking about? Those homeless people actually were attacked by the psycho, schizo, racist homeless people, not by me, Mr. Neil Druckmann.
To make the situation worse, as the Game Awards approach, when The Last of Us Part 2 is nominated for Game of the Year.
By the way, Doom Eternal and Ghost of Tsushima are 10 times better than Last of Us. Oh, dude, in Final Fantasy VII, there's 3 games on this list 10 times better of Last of Us Part 2. Like, 3 games 10 times better.
Neil tweets, The Last of Us fans, activate. For every vote you cast for The Last of Us Part 2, a hater loses their caps lock.
This wasn't a good tweet. First of all, it's a very...
I don't like this guy, by the way. He's annoying.
Passive-aggressive tweets, particularly with his emoji at the end.
He apologizes, saying it was all a misunderstanding. He doesn't want to come.
Dude, I like that he was throwing shade at like another Sony company too. Like his game, like Ghost of Tsushima is like 50 times better than Last of Us 2. Ghost of Tsushima is like the best samurai game ever made.
Across as someone who dislikes criticism.
My tweet was meant as a joke, RE trolls. Essentially, we're living in his head rent-free.
But none of his former fans buy it. Multiple YouTubers report receiving strikes from Neil over videos critical of the game or the leaks.
Not only did Naughty Dog strike down my YouTube channel along with so many others, they also are responsible for my Twitter account being taken down.
Come September 2022, Neil's ongoing battle with fans hasn't died down, and Naughty Dog hasn't announced any new games. Fans are getting impatient, but it gets worse. In 2022, they announced a $70 remake of The Last of Us Part 1.
It's really just a graphical overhaul. It is not a remake. This was a remaster. This is a remaster at best. It's so cringe when they call something like, dude, you know, what was it? Oblivion. Oblivion was perfect about it. It's a complete graphical overhaul. Like, the whole game's been put in a new engine. It's technically, like, if you want to go by the same logic that The Last of Us did, they could have called it a remake, but they called it a remaster because they really didn't change anything with the core mechanics. And The Last of Us didn't change anything with the core mechanics. They just put it under a new engine with a new coat of paint. And look at that. They call it a remake and charge $70 for it. No new mechanics, really nothing better. It's just the same fucking game with a little bit of more jizz, like jizz filter removed. They removed a little jizz filter, and then they came on in their own mouths to tell them they did a good job.
$80 for a remake of a $20 game that's already been remastered. Well, at least it's coming to PC. Hopefully the port is okay.
It's awful. It was the worst port of all time.
Oh boy. Players booted up, and it's well, after over an hour of waiting for it to build shaders, frame rate issues on the most high-end computers, textures not loading properly, and cutscenes where all the characters are wet. How does this one even work?
If you plan on buying The Last of Us 1 remake, you're an idiot.
You don't deserve to call yourself a gamer or ever play video games again. In fact, you don't even deserve to peek at a video game ever again. And quite frankly, I hope your hands cramp up.
After 2 years, this is it. Sales disappoint. Critics call it unnecessary, and the goodwill in Neil's haters all but evaporates.
Druckmann became an egomaniac after The Last of Us. And lost his...
I really do think that's what happened. I think The Last of Us, he was like, it was originally my idea. He didn't think about anybody else who was involved, and I think his ego kept getting blown up. And I think Sony saw that it was considered like the magnum opus of video games, and they just, everything he said became the gold standard, and they said, we don't care about anybody else. Neil's the guy. Neil's the guy we're putting everything behind, and they're willing to lose everyone else who built this company.
His sense of humility.
Fast forward a year, and things aren't looking much better. In terms of games, just remasters. But Neil feels good. He's been promoted to head of Naughty Dog, and HBO launches The Last of Us TV series. Before it's released, Neil
and he rewrites the script to make it more his style. It's so, and that's the problem with, if you are annoyed with the choppy and then writing of The Last of Us 2, The Last of Us TV show is the exact same writing. He took every good thing about the flow and the tension of the game, scrapped that shit entirely, and made it this fucking just, and then, and we're done.
Announces major changes to the story, with no input from Bruce Straley as far as anyone knows.
For example, the Bill sequence works very well in the game because you're fighting the infected.
The Bill sequence works because it was essential to the fucking plot. In the show, it's not essential to the plot. And this is something I did see people like, oh, they made Bill gay. Bill was always gay. That was like the point. He was always gay. And I don't mind seeing backstory for Bill and his lover, right? I have no problems with that. I have no problems if you want to add him in. Just scrap some of your other bullshit dialogue and make the episode where you show the backstory and then show like Bill in the aftermath. Show this broken man who can't move on. Like, show that his lover like ran away, and he like show the stuff that happened in the game. And you could have built on that, right? You could have built on that instead of just making it a filler episode where they're like, oh well, I knew this guy at one time named Bill, and his garage might have a battery. Any garage can have a battery. Like, at that point, if you just stumble on if they would have stumbled upon like this old decrepit survivalist house and found a battery, they're like, well, that was pretty lucky. Like, he is unnecessary to the plot in The Last of Us show, and that's my problem. Not the gay romance stuff. I don't care about that. It doesn't bother me at all. It's all about the fact that it doesn't work well in the story.
With Bill, I think if we had adapted that exactly as is for the show, maybe a thrilling episode, but dramatically would have been a lot less interesting than where we.
Yeah, and that's all that matters is if I can get some fucking loser clicks on snaps, like I'm at a fucking Smash Poetry gathering, that means I've done a good show. All the thrilling, all the fun stuff of the Last of Us game, that you barely see the monsters, you barely see anything. There's no tension. It feels like this strode across the entire country. Like, it ruined the game. I don't like the Last of Us show. I mean, I had a bunch of friends that were fans of the game that really liked the show, and I kept waiting for it to get good, and it just kept annoying me because there's no fucking tension.
Which we changed it quite a
Like,
bit.
why did they need to make what's-her-face make out with the zombie? It was so stupid. It was actually the most retarded thing I'd ever seen, is a zombie making out with her. Like, it's dumb. It's retarded. Like, that's the type of writing that Neil's like, ooh, dude, wouldn't it be cool if I had the zombie make out with the chick before she blew up the building? Oh, the other guy would have been like, no, that makes no fucking sense. Why would the zombie make out with her? No. But it's like cool because it's like a scene. I don't care. That doesn't make sense. It's illogical.
His ex-fans are primed to hate it, but in the end, it's actually pretty good. In fact,
no, it's trash. It's bad. It's poorly written. It's nonsensical. I don't care what people say. Oh, it's pretty good. It had moments of good. It had moments of good, and all those moments were the stuff that from the game that really worked. And I think the casting was off from the beginning. I think Pedro Pascal was okay. Bella was never good in the role. I just don't think she's that good of an actress. Like, getting away from like people making fun of how she looks and how she doesn't look much like the character. Let's get away from that. I don't think she's a good actress. I really don't. And a lot of the times when she was talking, it just pulled me out of the moment. And it would be different if she was a kid actor, but she's not. So they could have gotten somebody more established, and I think it could have gone better. I don't know. I just didn't like her in the role.
HBO says it's one of their most popular shows that year. Neil becomes somewhat of a mainstream celebrity. New fans start pouring in, game sales spike, and he finally feels like he has some people on his side. Until season 2.
Bro, that's amazing. Dude gets what he deserves.
It turns out fans of the show who haven't played the games have no idea what's in store.
We're gonna kill him with a golf club?
Guys, I don't know what to do right now. I don't know what to do right now.
I didn't think it was gonna happen this soon.
And after Joel's big moment, public opinion shifts. IGN gives the episode their lowest rating in history.
The result is a competent, often thrilling hour of television, but one that ultimately underserves the larger story and the characters it forever changes.
Viewership starts to fall off. And the season finale...
This is exactly the problem with the game as well. Dude, nobody wanted... Killing Joel was the dumbest writing move possible that early in the story. It's fucking retarded, and he should have gone about it a different direction. He should, if he was gonna do it, he should have like done like 5 episodes of building Abby up, because like you have to like to make people understand why Abby is the way she is, and then the second half of that, like, because I guess they were gonna do a 3rd season, but now it's canceled. You could have broke the second game into 2 seasons. Have it be a story about Abby. Don't have Ellie or any of them in there. And then the 3rd season starts with Ellie and Joel. Right? Just have like a whole different thing, like this buildup of a new character, every once in a while touching in with Joel and Ellie, but like have it be about these other characters, and you could have gotten away with it.
He sees a 55% drop from the first season.
You have to expect that some people would just switch off after that, and people have switched off in their droves. But not only that,
in December 2024, fans finally get a brief glimpse of something new. This time Neil has an executive producer role. But that doesn't make it void of controversy.
Bro, I saw that Intergalactic, the Heretic Prophet, literally had more dislikes than Concord.
Actress for Naughty Dog's upcoming game Intergalactic, Heretic Prophet mocked gamers by sharing pro-DEI fan art. These are games that definitely are anti-gamer. These companies hate you. They have to be boycotted.
Now, I don't care about, like, I saw a lot of people like, oh, DEI and all that. I don't care about that. I really don't care about that. The part that really annoys me with anything is because Neil Druckmann's ahead of it, and I don't think he's a talented writer. He is. You can be talented in creating great ideas. You can be a great in coming up with like imaginative stories and stuff. But if you don't understand what's necessary to take you from point A to point B, and you've proven that like on 3 different occasions now, I don't want to play your game. It's going to be fucking all over the place, and I just don't want to put myself through that. I really don't. I mean, I might for the video, but even then, I don't like going into any game that I already have made preconceived notions about. I don't like doing that. It's like when people think that I go into a game, even the games that I hate on my channel, it's like the ones that I absolutely poo-poo on. I go into every game with an open mind, trying to like it. Even Last of Us 2. I didn't know much about it. I thought it was just a bunch of people being annoyed because of gay stuff. And when I played it, the writing's just bad, right? The writing's just bad. So why the hell would I give it a good rating? This game, now that I've played Last of Us 2 and watched the first season of The Last of Us, which is way worse written than the game, why would I play a game written by somebody who I've already seen 2 things done by them that are poorly written? It just doesn't seem fun to me.
Neil says not to worry, that this next game is going to deal with a
I do think she looks cool, though. I really like her aesthetic. That is something in the trailer I disagreed with everybody. I think she has a cool aesthetic, and I think she's pretty. Oh, she's bald. Who cares? She's pretty.
Plus controversial subject matter.
Oh, we made a game with The Last of Us 2. We made certain creative decisions. That got us a lot of hate. So the joke is like, you know what? Let's do something that people won't care as much about. Let's make a game about faith and religion.
Whether it's any good or not, we've yet to
Oh, God.
see. But it's clear Neil's not taking his foot off the brake anytime soon.
I don't know, dude. I don't know. I think this is going to be trash. It might be good. I don't want to be the guy that just hates on something because just to hate on it. And I really don't like being that guy. I feel like it puts you in a bad mindset. I just don't like him. I really don't like Neil Druckmann. I think he's one of the most insufferable people of all time. But anyways, that's all I got for that one, guys. Neil Druckmann is Cuckman, and I don't like him. But I'll catch you on the next one. Make sure to like and subscribe.
In this video, we are finally able...
All right, boys and girls and boys.
We're really just gonna ignore how these guys.
We have. I haven't seen the Devil May Cry anime. I haven't seen it yet. I don't have Netflix. I got rid of my Netflix a long time ago. When One Piece season 2 is closer to releasing, I think I'll get Netflix again and I'll go through and watch a bunch of the shows. But when they were doing the Devil May Cry anime, I saw like some of the trailers and I thought it looked terrible. It's got the weird art style that I wasn't really vibing with. It just seems cringe, and I figured it was going to flop upon arrival. Now, this channel is called SOOH, and I've never watched anything. We'll see if they get the subscribe button, which I actually did a video recently on Neil Druckmann, and that guy got the subscribe button after I was done. He's gonna get the subscribe button. I really like that video. But this video, we will see if he gets the honorary subscribe button and the like. But this is called I Will Crash Out Now, about the Devil May Cry anime for 5 minutes and 56 seconds. I want to see this crash out. I'm excited. I like a good crash out, but from what I heard, this is dog poop and it's deserved of the crash out.
We're really just gonna ignore how these guys made an adaptation of Dante's story and then proceeded to tell a story that was literally not his. The guy gets sedated and put in a tube, for crying out loud. We're watching from the eyes of a goddamn side character.
Dude, this is oh my god, they did it again. Oh, I didn't know they did this. I don't know if they might have Dante throughout the show, but they did this in He-Man. They did this with He-Man, where they like tricked everybody into thinking it was gonna be like cool and based, and it was gonna be a good retelling of He-Man, and then they knock He-Man out for the entire show except for like 3 episodes, and it all focuses around some chick that you have no idea who she is. Like, well, I think with He-Man, she had, like, some pre-context. But to take the main character out of the show really fast is so retarded. I don't know why they keep doing this. Like, if you want something to stand on its own 2 feet, and you're like, I want to make a story about, like, this empowered female or something, just write a new story. Dude, if you can have 472 isekai anime, you don't think that you can make an empowering female story about a chick being badass? Get out of here, dog. Come on, just make your own stuff.
So yeah, this isn't much of an unpopular opinion at this point, but the Devil May Cry anime...
Not that I call myself a superhero, but your mom does.
...completely misses the point of...
Oh, and by the way, if you guys didn't know, one of the other reasons I'm watching this is I'm a huge Duke Nukem fan. I really like Duke Nukem. And the guy who directed this is now going to direct Duke Nukem.
Devil May Cry. I mean, let's just list off the offenses here. Generic racism bad plot? Check. Strong woman trope who cusses a ton and completely misses the original point of the character? Check. Evil Joe Biden? Check. This stupid rabbit mother... Wait, actually, he's kind of chill. We can keep him.
This just seems nonsensical. Why didn't you just, like, here's the thing. They could have easily gone through and just made a TV show based off of the first game. They could have just made been like, okay, here's the story breakdown. They could have looked up an hour-long retrospective explaining the story of Devil May Cry, made a cool anime of it, and then just like continued to profit off of the building of. There's like 5 games that you could base stories off of. Why don't you just do that?
If you're at all a fan of Devil May Cry, sure, you probably binged the thing like I did and had a couple of pretty hype moments when Dante did cool shit. But the rest of the show played out like a post-Phase 4 Marvel TV series. How Adi Shankar managed to take a story about 2 demon brothers and their constant tug-of-war of ideals and turn it into government bad, racism bad, humans bad is completely beyond me.
It's okay, dude. I hate this. I'm so sick of this this narrative. It's like we can't have anything else. It has to tie into this giant like a more giant political nuance and all this other stuff. Why can't we just have good stories, bro? Why can't you just do a good story? Why can't you just do the fucking thing? I don't know. We have to make everything bigger and bigger than before. It has to tie into the poor infrastructure or the imbalance of power or whatever. And it's so like, why? What is there anything necessary? Like, what do we need to do? Do I need to start recruiting writers for these studios so that we can actually just be like, hey, oh, you wanna tell a story about racism? Okay, go find something that deals with racism. You are doing devil killing brother drama. That's what you're doing. If you don't want to write that, get the fuck out. Go find another job. You're fired. Like, it's so simple to me in my head that you get somebody that can take the story of the game and then just like streamline it the best they can, fill in any issues that are that may be there with the plot, pad out anything that needs to be padded out, and then ship. Cool, good. The fans will love it. We'll be good. Action's there. 10-4, you're gonna get a nice little penis tug at the vagina flick at the end of this little production line. But instead they're like, no, but I want to talk about racism in America. Fucking gay shit, dude. Gay shit.
Like, we say Lady May Cry like it's a joke, but that's literally what this show is. It's not even about Dante anymore. It's about Lady starting to doubt her ideals and what she was led to believe by the organization that backs her after interacting with demons and a dude that was raised by demons. Dante was a fucking Deus Ex Machina plot tool that swooped in to save the day without any meaningful action. His first Devil Trigger scene happened out of nowhere, unprompted, and his sword was nowhere to be found. Sure, them stealing Nero's theme song was cool and all, but that scene had so little substance to it that you'd come away better fulfilled by asking Uncle Roger.
And this is the exact same thing, 100% the exact same thing that fucking what's that loser's name? Kevin Smith. Kevin Smith was like, I'm here for the nerds, I'm here for the comics, I'm with nerd culture, but I'm gonna make a He-Man show that doesn't have fucking He-Man because I want to like prop up women. Like, and this is the problem that a lot of these fucking goon bags utilize. They're like, oh, when I'm not getting into diaper play, I like to write stories that are dog shit, but I make sure to put in somebody that is in society is told is oppressed, so that way if you fuck around I can put a shield and call you a sexist or some shit. It's like, dude, fuck off.
For a vegan option, it actually baffles me. Like, just going past the fact that they used Dante's damn Devil Trigger as a tool to save some people falling out of a plane, his sword wasn't near him. The entire point of Dante's Devil Trigger Awakening was to hint towards the fact that the rebellion may not be just a regular sword, and they just didn't have it. Is this how a Sonic fan feels every time they get a new game? Because they butchered my boy so bad that even someone like me, who's only played Devil May Cry 5, can tell that they butchered my boy. I get that this is supposed to be...
I played quite a bit through Devil May Cry 1 and 2. I can't do the camera angles. The camera angles are really rough in those games. They're very too much like Resident Evil, and they give me migraines and nausea, so I try to avoid those. Especially like now that I have a video. I have one video where I talk about Resident Evil and its terrible camera angles. So that video exists, and now anybody who wonders why I don't play the first 2 Devil May Cries, you got an answer. Your fucking answer's been made. Don't complain about it to me.
Be a new timeline where things are different and whatever, but the least you can do is keep the basic concept of the story alive. In 8 episodes, you didn't introduce the actual conflict, didn't flesh out the main character, and spent most of your screen time with the American government and a grown-ass woman who cusses like a 12-year-old Chinese boy who just found out what English sounded like. From all of the Devil May Cry lore videos I've watched, the gist of DMC3, the game parallel to this show, would be Dante's coming of age, where he learns to take things seriously, gains a reason to grow as a person, and whatever else a cocky youngster who eats pizza 24/7 would need to learn. It's a character-driven plot with a lot of style. Not whatever the fuck this is.
Yep. Well, I mean, that doesn't push, that doesn't, like, okay, now, see, this is, oh my god, it's so easy. Now I understand why it's so easy for those YouTubers to turn into, like, the quartering or whatever, is because, like, this shit is insufferable, and it's so blatantly in your face that you can't, like, it like, muddies the water so bad. Like, how can you be so fucking stupid to not see this shit? And it's like, oh, well, you're just being a fucking loser. Go touch grass. You need to go outside more. That's why the only reason you didn't like it. It's like, what? Like, why the fuck are these studios making something based on an IP that already has pre-built lore? Why don't they just put the lore on screen? That seemed pretty fucking simple to me. Like, the Halo show was a great example of that. When, dude, instead of just doing Halo, right? Instead of just doing Halo, they're like, here's some person named Khan. We're gonna care about her a lot. And you're like, what do they have to do with it? I don't know, this is this. We wanted to write this story, but instead we had to make a fucking Halo shit. So we're just kind of gonna shove Master Chief in whenever we feel necessary. We're gonna focus on this other bitch, and it's like, that's not why I'm here. Yeah, it's such a bad rug pull, and it's so disingenuous to all the pre-built lore, and it's so, like, it sucks to be a fan of something and just watch it get shit on, and in the world of the culture bullshit that we live in now, the fact that they utilize, like, oh, well, you just don't like women or whatever, it's like, that's not the argument. I don't care that she's, like, a powerful character. What I care about is the fact that you fucking shit on everything.
This anime can be chalked up to, and I hate to say it,
racism bad, huh?
I can't believe I just had to use a clip of Connor slandering my favorite anime in a positive context.
Like, 100%, dude. It's so annoying. I played, there was a game called, that I was really excited for. It was like a Magic FPS game called, I can't even, Immortals of Avion or something, and it was bad. The whole game ended up, like, all the cool stuff that they could have done with like a fantasy direction FPS, they just went to the same storyline, racism bad, and it's so annoying, dude. Write something original. It's not original to do racism and it's bad anymore. We've seen it a million times. It's boring. It's insufferable. It's cringe and gay, and it's like loser bullshit.
Get it. Racism bad is a cheap way to make a compelling antagonist. It's a cheap way to get your audience thinking that maybe the main characters aren't just objectively correct all the time. It's a cheap way to do a lot of things.
But why don't we just, like, at this point, the old style of the main character is good all the time, and just, like, the bad character is so much simpler. Like, it seems like fresh when we get that, because I'm so sick of, why does every villain have to have, like, this in-depth that we got to be sympathetic with them? Why can't they just be, like, an evil fucking asshole? Why can't they be a monster of a person and we just want them dead? Why do we need to empathize with every villain? Well, there's not, the line between good and evil isn't as black and white as you think. Get the fuck out of here. Sometimes I just want to see people beat the shit out of each other.
So you can pretend your show is complex. But that train left the station a couple decades ago. Also, Lady isn't the fucking main character. And I'm not gonna lie, this show has a lot of great little bits. How Unsleepy Joe kills all of the refugees and unintentionally manipulates Lady to hate the rabbit dude more. Fire. How the first appearance of Plasma and him explaining his powers and quantum superpositioning hints at Virgil being alive. Fire. I'm sure I don't even need to mention all the funny and cool shit Dante pulls off. But that's all there is. It's all fan service. And just like any other kind of fan service, showing an audience pretty shit might distract some of us, but never all of us. Oh, and making Lady curse all this much? Yeah, that was stupid. I'm not going to make any accusations.
I don't care if a character curses a lot. That never has bothered me.
Or assumptions here, but if we were to say aim to make a strong woman type of character, I think the last thing that we would want to do is make her talk like she just found out what fuck meant. Being that level of edgy doesn't make you cool or strong, it just makes you a little bitch. And a little bitch who needs a half demon dude with white hair and a big ass sword to come bail you out of every situation you get into. Lady in the original Devil May Cry wasn't a damsel in distress by any means. She shot a rocket at the main character before even looking at him. Did Sleeping Beauty set up Home Alone traps for her prince to fucking die in before he managed to reach her? I think that character was plenty strong. And even better, she worked as a side character whose character arc didn't take up the entire story about a whole different person.
Yeah, dude, it's so the problem with the modern writing is they'll look at something like this and they're like, oh, dude, that chick's really cool. What if I don't like his masculinity is just giving me the ick. It's giving me the ick. It's too much ick. But I think we should focus on her. I don't think anybody will care if we just focus on her, make her more of a crucial part of the story. I think that they just dumbed her down because at the time they were like mad sexist or something. It's,
if you can't tell, Lady May Cry got on my nerves. Again, I get it. New continuity, new characters, new rules. But the show's called goddamn Devil May Cry, not...
Yeah, dude, this is why I don't like when they're like, well, it's in a different universe. It's a new continuity. That means they can do whatever they want. I'm like, then why didn't you just make a new show? Why are you taking characters that people know, already have a relationship with, bases slightly off the games or the like the previous TV show, like in this case it had another anime, but why are you gonna utilize these characters and then do just like this is a shitty fan novel. This is a shitty fan novel is what it is. We are at the point now where the writing in the entertainment industry is just people that were like, I don't like this, so I'm gonna make a fan novel, but I'm gonna call it under a different continuity. So if anybody gets mad, they're just being stupid sexist losers. Like, and it's just gay, dude. It's so unnecessarily retarded.
It wasn't actually so bad, and you should get to know him sometime. It's supposed to be about Dante doing stylish shit and fucking up demons while grappling with his demonic heritage, not playing mind games with the audience to somehow make humanity the villains again. We've had too much of that, and we really don't need more of it. It's really boring and one-dimensional. Sometimes, the people just want a show about a cool dude doing cool shit while experiencing various existential crises because his brother keeps coming back.
Well, and the thing about writing an existential crisis and stuff, that's difficult. That's hard. It's so much easier to just say racism bad and show like a bunch of racist shit because it's like it's been done so many times. You just have to hit copy and paste. It's easy to hit copy and paste, but like showing the inner turmoil of of a person dealing with their past, that's difficult, and we can't do that. That would require work.
It's okay to give the people what they want once in a while. Anyway, that's about it for what I had to say about the show. I didn't really want to do anything like comparing Game Dante and Show Dante too extensively because, well, one, I didn't play DMC3, and two, it's a new continuity. He doesn't have to be the same character. I'm still allowed to say that this version sucks.
Yeah, I mean, like, here's the thing. I don't like that this is a scapegoat we've seen in the modern era a lot, where they're like, well, it's a new continuity, so you should just ignore anything that you have problems with. It's like, why couldn't you, why is it to the point that we haven't had, like, I haven't watched the original Devil May Cry anime, but I know that people had problems with it. Why are we here, and why haven't we gotten, like, a Devil May Cry anime that, like, compiles and, like, uses the story yet in, like, a real meaningful way? Why the fuck are we getting a bunch of new continuity? It's so they can get away with writing whatever the fuck they want. That's the problem. They're using new continuity as a shield from criticism.
If you want to see more of me crashing out, well, that's hopefully not the main focus of this channel, but there is the occasional video, so go subscribe.
Nah, crashing out is the main focus of my channel. I love crashing out. It's fun. There's something about amped up rage for entertainment that I've always just been like I feel like it's fun. I don't know. I have fun like getting all hyped up in these videos. I'm not never really that mad, but I love playing up, like not playing up like I'm lying, but like playing it up like I'm having a good time, trying to be as entertaining as possible. And it's like I don't mind the crash out perspective. It's like, who cares if you crash out? Like, who gives a shit? Just do it, dude. Do it. Go full send. This is an amazing video.
Subscribe, I guess.
Oh, it was a great video. I'm gonna hit subscribe on this guy. He deserved it. But it's like, I don't know. I'm just so sick of like, oh well, it's in a new continuity, so you can't criticize it. Oh, your character's different. Well, then you have the games. It's like, yeah, but you use the name of the game for your show. Why didn't you just do something close to the name of the game? Like, what the fuck are we doing here? I don't know, dude. And like, then you get the people who are sitting there trying to tell you that it's like, well, you're wrong because you just need to ignore all the criticisms, because again, dude, it's new continuity and you're sexist. That's lame. It's so lame. That's all I got on that one, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I'll catch you on the next one. How Ippo's inner monster was revealed for the first time. One Punch KO. This is by Vito NG. We'll see if they give the subscribe and like button. I love Ippo. I've watched most of this show. If you love boxing, this is the perfect boxing anime. Now, I don't know if the anime's still going, to be honest with you. I'll have to look that up and check that out. But I do know that I've seen everything that the anime has to offer up until this point. I am a huge Ippo fan. I think I'm a big boxing fan in general, so I've seen like Megalobox and Ippo, but like Ippo's like the great example of just love for the sport, understanding of the sport. It breaks down everything about boxing, all the moves, and why it's necessary. The passion behind the sport is what kept me in this show. Even if you're not a boxing fan, you'll see so much passion and so much fun with this show and this manga that dude, it's amazing. But I want to see what this guy has to say. I want to see what the monsters revealed. I'm so excited about this.
Able to see Ippo's dark side, the monster consciousness. After relentless trash talk from his upcoming opponent, Kojima Hisato, a former lightweight national ranked boxer, Ippo was more mad than he had ever been before. It led to something Ippo has never done to anyone in his boxing career, letting his anger get the better of him.
Dude, and the thing that's funny is Ippo is such like a happy guy. He's like, that's what's crazy. Like, and if you don't know anything about Ippo is like a very happy and like, let's do it. He's a very shonen-esque character. So to see him like get like angry like this is, oh yeah.
Now we roll back to where it all started. Ippo unexpectedly meets Kojima at Korakuen Hall, and it heats up from here. Kojima stares down Ippo, rocking a mug, and Ippo is shy as always. He refuses to shake hands with Ippo and asks him if he's going to go.
Dude, I love that Ippo is his first move is like, "Hey, buddy," and then like put her there, and this guy's like, "Pound sand up your dick, you little pussy."
All out in their fight. Ippo obviously says yes, and this prompts Kojima to proclaim that he's already won, and he should place a reservation for the belt under his name. Ippo is puzzled at this response, and sweat drips from his face. He even hooed Itagaki. This man is taking shots at everybody. Kojima takes his trash talk one step further, calling Ippo tiny.
Oh, dude, you don't mess with my short king Ippo, dude. This dude knows how to break through your defenses. I don't care if you could be out there like Slender Man, and Ippo will fucking piece you up, my boy.
Kojima keeps provoking Ippo over and over, but he won't budge. But this comment gets him furious. Kojima starts calling all of Ippo's previous opponents hacks. He's nothing like those jokes.
Well, and here's the thing too, is Ippo has so much fucking respect for, like, and this is what's great about like somebody who's like an actual. So if you have somebody that's like actually a love or a fan of like a sport or something, what's cool is having respect for your opponent, like understanding the work that it took for them to get there. And that's something that Ippo really like highlights in every episode, is even when the person's like kind of sucks, they show the work that it took for them to get there, and he respects that even though he has to take them down because he's the fucking champ. He's the giggity schmoodle punching guy. But this guy's a cum sucker.
They are terrible boxers who kept repeating the same mistake. Ippo cannot believe what he's saying. Why would you say something like that?
This may
Yeah, well, especially when like Ippo, every opponent has to like learn. Well, obviously, every time you do any combat sport, you have to learn like what their go-to move is, what makes them special, and how to combat that issue. How are you going to approach that situation when you get in it? And Ippo does it perfectly every time because he learns. He painstakingly learns. He was never the best at boxing, but he's learning to be the best because he has a hunger to, and he's like a piece of clay that can slowly be molded in the right direction.
Ippo's realization kicks in. The disbelief is sinking into his brain. He thought this was going to be a friendly conversation, but everything he believed was shattered before his very eyes. Ippo stares down Kojima with utmost disappointment, and the insults to his opponents set him off. Kojima continues insulting the champ. He says that Ippo isn't a hard puncher, Ippo only has 4 round 1 knockouts, and only relies on his endurance. Ippo has only one thing to say: I guess I'll just see you in the ring. Kojima leaves and reminds Ippo.
Bro's gonna break his fucking dick off, dude. He's gonna, well, okay, that's hitting below the belt, but he's gonna punch him so hard in the face that his dick's gonna explode off of his body. It's gonna be like, and it's gonna plow off, dude.
To bring everything he has got. What is this guy on? He's provoking everyone Ippo has come across.
Dude hits him so hard he instantly gets diarrhea on, and there's just like a big poop stain underneath him as he's laying on the map. That would be funny.
Ippo looks back with the most disappointed look we've ever seen so far in the series. That's what happens.
He's like, wait till we get in the ring, you cuck.
When he insults.
You look like iDubbbz. I'm gonna treat you like iDubbbz. You're gonna lose this fight like you lose every fight.
His opponents. The next day awaits us. Ippo reads Kojima's interview, and he says Ippo intentionally avoids strong Japanese fighters to raise his world ranking because he knows how precarious his situation is. He's full of holes. Ippo thinks back on all of his past opponents and how Kojima relentlessly insulted them. He cannot stand the magnitude of
What's up, Nate One Games? What's up, beautiful, beautiful boy?
Kojima's comments. Ippo finally musters up his anger and claims that Kojima has said enough. We cut back to Kojima studying Ippo's tapes, and he is now sure that he has solved Ippo's patterns.
Which Ippo changes his fighting style like every single fight. The dude, like I said, is though he punches hard. I think I kind of underplayed it as he wasn't that good a puncher. He's a hard puncher, but the thing about Ippo is he learns to adapt to every situation. He is that piece of clay, dude. He's like that mold of a porn star's vagina that's just perfect for the situation that you're in. See, I got an entire closet full of fleshlights, all rated, written down from like Scarlet Scandal? Is that a porn star? Yes, I think that's a porn star. To Riley Reid. I know Riley Reid. Everybody knows Riley Reid. So, and I just got them all listed. They got them all listed on the wall, right? On the wall, it's a giant shrine, and every so often I got to switch it up.
This man may have what it takes to beat Ippo. We flash forward to the weigh-in, and Kojima looks like skin and bones. The weight control must have been brutal since he's a natural lightweight, so that is about 2 weight classes down. He's so hungry and thirsty that he may pass out. Ippo has trained all this time, and for this match, he built a body with more emphasis on power than ever before. As Ippo is getting interviewed, Kojima decides to provoke Ippo and reveal what his weakness is. Since it's a fundamental flaw, it's something Ippo can't change a lot.
Bro literally dropped weight classes like by starving himself just so he could punch the short ass Ippo in the face. Like, what a dick bag, dude. What a dick bag.
A second. Kojima, with a last-ditch effort to get under his skin, he asks, who taught you how to box? Since it's the way you fight, they are the ones to blame. Whoever trained Ippo is at fault for his weakness. It cuts to a full page of Ippo looking like he's going to beat his ass.
Ippo's like, I'm gonna punch the diarrhea out of you, my boy.
Then and there. Ippo balls up his fist, and Kojima continues. His punches are so powerful that they reach 1,900 kilos of force. Ippo cracks his fingers and is ready to explode. He balls up his fist one more time, and when asked about his punching power, he says, well, after the match, you can ask him about it. Kojima's trainer thinks he finally made...
Dude's punching the diarrhea out of him, boys. We're gonna have, like, no corn, all liquid.
Ippo mad, and he's happier than ever about it. Ippo will finally give this match more than he ever has before. He left the weigh-in, and we see Ippo clenching his fists, angrier than we've seen in a long time. How will the match go? The next day is here and now, and the Kamogawa gang are here to help prepare Ippo and Takamura for their next match. Takamura heard what happened in the weigh-in yesterday and asks if he's fine. Ippo states he will be okay, and that this won't take long, with the most carnivorous smile we have ever seen. This is going to be an Ippo that we have never seen.
Dude, look at those eyes. Look at those eyes. That's the eyes of a monster, dude. Oh, this is gonna be so good, bro. This is gonna be so good. God, dude, he's gonna punch him so hard he's never gonna be able to come again.
Ring. The hidden monster within the Japanese champion. We take a look at the other side of the ring, Kojima's corner. We finally get a taste of what Ippo's weakness is according to him. Ippo's weakness is also his greatest strength, his fighting pattern, tactics, habits, etc. He only uses the peekaboo and weaves past punches. He never sways or uses a parry to guard himself.
Yeah, dude, he's a bitch, dude. He just zip, 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 zip. That's his whole plan. Yeah, his whole plan. He thinks Ippo's like a one punch guy. He thinks he's One Punch Man. No. Well, I mean, kind of like One Punch Man has more moves than just one punching. But he thinks that he can just zip and zappy gaga, and then Ippo's not gonna be able to slam the fuck out of him. He thinks that this dude's all one punch and nothing, but. Dude's got timing. Dudes can get molded, bro.
As he gets close,
he is the perfect pocket pussy.
Will duck underneath and then punch. The momentum from rising upwards lets him throw a powerful left hook. That's his weakness. Everyone else lets Ippo dictate the rules of the match and try to win that way, but he's going to stop him from doing so. Kojima claims that Ippo is the world's greatest one-trick pony. Ippo repeats the same strategy over and over again until he wins. He tries to show his seconds what he means, so he requests them to duck inside and rise diagonally. After he throws a punch, he will quickly retract and place the punch directly in front of Ippo as his momentum is at its peak. A direct collision will win him the match. He will endure anything that comes his way. Ippo's supposed gimmick will not work on Kojima. We get an exclusive look at Kojima's true thoughts. In actuality, he doesn't think what he said is a weakness, nor is Ippo a one-trick pony. His pattern is damn fine, a golden style. Everything he has said about Kamigawa and his opponents was a lie. He looks up to all of them, and most of all, to Ippo. He's sorry for making him upset, but he did all this to make sure Ippo fought him with everything he has.
Oh, no, here we go. Typical anime, turning the antagonist into somebody who actually respects. This is a typical Ippo thing. Typical Ippo thing, but dude is just peacocking like a motherfucker right here.
Why did it take
my penis is bigger than yours, Ippo. And he comes home and he just stares at his small penis. He's like, why was I given all this intelligence in life and not a big penis instead?
It's much to get him angry. It's time for both boxers to get their gloves on. The match is almost here. Ippo's eyes are full of anger. Ippo will end this once and for all. Kojima arrives with guns blazing, more confident than ever that he will win the match. In the champion's corner, Ippo enters punching his way through the smoke. The god of wind,
he got the like and the subscribe, boys. This is a really good breakdown,
has entered the arena. They both enter the ring. Both of them look studly. Kojima stares down Ippo, but Ippo's head is down. They walk back to their corners, and Ippo didn't even listen to what Kamigawa said to him. Is he going in with no plan?
Bro, why would you listen to that bitch? Why would you even listen to that little pussy ass bitch? Oh, you want to talk shit about me and my fam, homie? I'm gonna knock you into diarrhea land.
And both sides are ready to go. The bell rings. Ippo versus Kojima is underway. Ippo turns around and stares down Kojima for the first time of the night. Ippo plants his feet, not moving an inch. This is unusual though. The staring contest continues. The boxers won't approach each other. Ippo finally breaks and is the first to move. His stance is very unusual. This isn't the peekaboo.
Bro's hitting him with the gok 5000 stance. He's like gok. It's like a chicken stance. The chicken. I don't know. I'm just making up shit.
That he normally uses. Is his anger making him forget this is a boxing match? This whole time.
Yeah, dude, fucking Ippo's so good, dude. Ippo's so good. Every fight and every build to every fight. I mean, it's so Ippo kind of breaks down in the same way. It is pretty simple because it's always like train a new fight, learn new opponent, do fight. Oh, I'm a step closer to being the next greatest boxer. It's nothing crazy, but it's so good. If you love sports and shit, I love when a show understands the love of the game, and it's not just using it as a backdrop to tell another story. A lot of sports movies will use it as a backdrop to tell another story, which is fine and that can work. I've seen stuff like there's a movie on Kurt Warner that's really, really good, but it's more of using the sport kind of it's like half of it's a sports movie, half of it's like the telling of his life story. So sports is a little becoming a backdrop. When you look at this, this is all about the love of the game, and almost Ippo's personal life is the backstory. It's just stuff that's happening in the background that you'll touch on every once in a while, but the love of the game is the most important. What like drives the potential inside of a competitive athlete.
Building up all of his power into his fist and is finally ready to pounce. He runs at full speed towards Kojima. A truck is ready to crash into the challenger. The distance is shrinking. The tension is rising. They're within striking range. Both of them could fire at any time. Kojima shifts his center of gravity, preparing to launch the ultimate counter punch. Ippo slips past Kojima's jab and presses inside. This is the Ippo we all know and love. Kojima snaps his arm back and gets it ready for a downward left. This is it.
Yeah. So he's like, I know your move, you little bitch boy. I know your move. And this is where Ippo punches the diarrhea out of him. It's going to be great.
Left is coming down with his full power. The pressure is insane.
Look at those fucking eyes, dude. He knows what's coming. He's like, you think you got me, little cuck boy? You think you got me, you little bitch boy? I'm going to beat the diarrhea out of you. I've already planned it out. They're gonna have to hire like 87 janitors to clean the sewage off the mat. I know what you think you know.
Even for Kojima, but he won't let that stop him. He won't back down. The counter continues its fated path. Both fighters are launching their one-shot blow. Who will land first? Kojima lands first. His counter lands. Is this it for Ippo? Kojima is following through with
Nope. Ippo already knows, dude.
The counter. Is he going to get knocked out? Ippo is stunned and is sent flying. His mouthpiece falls off.
Oh shit, dude. Maybe he wasn't ready for the dodge, dude. He fucking got poo-poo McCooed.
And looks like he's unconscious. As Ippo is falling to the mat, he seems to remember something Takamura said to him. All the opponents Ippo has faced thus far start rushing to his mind, and most importantly, Coach Kamogawa. Even then, the abyss awaits him, but he won't let it drown him. Ippo climbs his way out and keeps himself conscious. All these people will not.
Dude, the anime like shows some stuff like this, but like this is so much grittier feeling than the anime is.
Disrespected. He has recovered, and Kojima cannot believe it. His feet are planted to the mat, ready to give him
I do see why people say the mangas are so much better than the animes, but like it's just like so much simpler for me to like edit videos and watch the anime. It's a problem. It's a problem. I have the first 2 mega volumes of Berserk that I still haven't gotten through.
Strength to destroy Kojima. The strength in his fist hasn't wavered and is on track to blow Kojima's head off. Bracing for impact is all he can do, so he grits his teeth as Ippo moves his fist forward. 100% of Ippo's power connects, and it was so strong that Kojima flipped over completely.
Bro murdered him. The diarrhea is shooting out of his ass right now. You just you think oh, you're like, no diarrhea shooting out, King Jiffy. Well, you're gay, and I don't like you.
How much power was in that punch? Kojima lands on his head. He looks like he's out cold. The ref calls the match. Kojima is out just like that. 1 round KO. A KO Kojima didn't even see coming. Ippo wins.
Oh, dude, so good. It's so good. Dude, every episode of Ippo, every fucking fight in Ippo is awesome. I love Ippo. It's so good. It's one of my favorite like sports animes. I honestly kind of knew where this was going. I knew everything that was gonna happen a little bit, but it's just reliving it. This is the thing that I love about people who break down manga and stuff, is even if you've seen the anime or even if you already know what's gonna happen, it's just fun to see people break shit down. I mean, that's kind of like the fun of like even what I'm doing here is it's just like experiencing all this, the like creative juices on top of each other, bro. I mean, I love this. This is why I love YouTube. This is why I love the internet. It's just like the ability to like take and just keep stacking on top of each other and like like growing and adapting. And I don't know. I love the social aspects of this platform, and I love like the ecosphere we're living in. And like on top of that, I love Ippo. So if you guys like the video, make sure to like and subscribe and comment, do all that stuff. I mean, I don't know if I'll do more Ippo in the future. It's something that I've already I've watched the whole anime. I love Ippo. I just haven't talked about him on my channel, and getting the moment to actually be able to like gush on anime that I love, and it's not something I'm exposed to on the channel. Because a lot of time I go in these blind with no information on the character, and just being able to go through something that I know and that I love is so great. It's so great to like be hit with something that I already have like a huge passion for. That's all I got for you guys today. Thank you so much, and again, like and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one.